Rae, with the kinds of, like you're talking about the outer planets making all these moves that are influential in our collective, what do you see coming, or what do you feel like is important for us to keep in mind with the current times and where we are in these cycles of transformation and awakening?
So in Western astrology, for instance, okay, the three outer planets are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. They call those transpersonal planets because they take so long to go through a particular astrology sign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So groups come in with the same energetic pattern to that are all born with their Uranus in Cancer. It takes a 7-year period in Western astrology to go through Cancer. But for instance, in Sidereal True Sky, when you look at the actual constellation to go through Cancer, it's less time. It's less time. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting confusing here, but these transpersonal planets go through and they change generations.
Mm.
So Pluto entered Capricorn, which is the sign of structures of all kinds. It has to do with our government. It has to do with our educational system, our medical system. It has to do with, let's see, um, agriculture, big things. It has all kinds of things. So that's
Right.
what Capricorn, it's all these major structures. And I know you've talked about this. So Pluto is the planet of transformation and entered the sign of Capricorn, these structures in 2008. And what's the first thing that happened in 2008? There was a financial breakdown, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
there but from 2008 until probably last fall, all kinds of structures are under scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
So, that said, there was a big breaking up of structures, but that's Western. Oh, and I'm going to define Western astrology, how I see Western astrology versus Sidereal True Sky. Sidereal True Sky is when you look up at the sky, you can actually see the constellation of Capricorn. In Western astrology, it's kind of like the sign of Capricorn. There's 23 degrees or 24 degrees difference because of the precession of equinoxes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not exact, but all of our bodies have been programmed with Western astrology for the past almost 2,000 years. So we
Mm-hmm.
still run on those structures. I'm getting it. I'm going to get to the point here.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. But well, I have a question about the bodies, right?
About what?
When you say these bodies are programmed with the structure, I see nesting dolls. Like there's certain nesting dolls of our being that's informed by the structure. Is that
Yes.
okay? Okay.
Our bodies. Yes. I mean, there's many bodies. We have dimensional bodies, and then we have our physical, emotional, our mental, our spiritual body, our soul, all of those, and then dimensions and on.
Okay. So
But
you're
anyway,
talking you're
I'm
talking
just
about not just
3D. I'm
not
going to
just
talk about, go on.
okay. So just to clarify, so there's a point in here where it's interdimensional bodies, but also subconsciously in the mental, emotional, spiritual bodies as well. The
Yes.
program is running.
The program's running. We've
Okay.
been conditioned by that.
Yeah. Okay.
Humanity. I mean, we went from the dark ages to now, and then there's also greater cycles, which
Hmm.
maybe another time we'll go into, which are called
Yeah.
yugas.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do about if you believe in anything or not. It's
No, it
all.
doesn't. They're constantly running cycles, and there's
Hmm.
always spirals, and they go through these cycles for eons of time.
Hmm.
It takes us almost 225 to 250,000 years to make a cycle around the galactic center. I mean,
Mm.
they're big periods of time.
Hmm.
But we're in this little teeny time, but it's really, even though we're in this little tiny speck of time, it's still one of the most potent times we've ever gone through in our human journey. I guess from the time we were conceived as humans, which might have been, I don't know how long ago, but very long ago,
Mm-hmm.
to where we are now. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
just 5,000 years ago, 40,000 years ago. It goes way, 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 way far
Yeah.
back, very,
Yeah.
way far
Yeah.
back. But getting back to Pluto, so Pluto just finished going through the western side Capricorn. So
Mm-hmm.
structures, we know what structures are not working. Pluto just entered sidereal astrology, sidereal Capricorn just a few years ago, like probably last year.
Mm.
So what's happening now on a deeper level, we are now bringing and children are being born. Those are the children that are going to fix those structures and recreate them so that they work for humanity in a whole new way. So is this too complicated to that I'm
No, I think part of it is that I interrupted your flow. So just to say this back to you, it's like, when you put sidereal and tropical together, the tropical is telling us, really showing us, reflecting to us what's going on with our programming and conditioning and where that's cycling. And then underneath that, this undercurrent of a deeper flow that is reflected to us by the sidereal and um, Vedic.
well, just what you get back goes back to our authenticity. Now, because those programs and structures have been broken up, now it's allowed cracks for the authenticity to come through.